So we're at the 7th of August. We're in the transfer window for the summer, and I couldn't get Mauricio Garcia to sign a new contract. If I'm completely honest with you, I didn't even try, mostly because her wages were too much for my liking. I couldn't get her to agree to anyway, which is a shame because she's actually quite good for me, and she looks like she was going to build on from what she's done now, and good for her either way, so just stick around Real Madrid, even if she's now on the B team. She has also got an injury where she has got a torn abdominal muscle, which she suffered in training not too long after she went back to Real Madrid, so that's not ideal for her. I am still going to miss her. She was quite a talent for us. That being said, I have still made some moves in the transfer window. I've also played 2 games since we last met, and the reason we're back is one, because a transfer I've made is actually really good, and also I'm taking on my biggest and most fierce rivals in the league, despite the fact they'd be really, really bad. Perhaps what is the biggest surprise is the fact I've managed to get Nicole Robertson out on loan to Starbuck, and I didn't just get a loan move for her, they're paying all of her wages, and not only that, but there's an optional future fee of 95,000. Mostly it's going to be 50,000 up front and then another 41 down the line, but the fact we managed to get that over the line is fascinating to me. Also, it was actually the agent that got this done, not even me. The agent was able to get this move done, so good for her. I couldn't believe it, and quite frankly, that £95,000, if we get it, that is going to be so much money, and for a 31-year-old, I feel like that's just a no-brainer. The fact she's also not homegrown is another reason we made this move, because I signed a player that also isn't homegrown and definitely improves the squad and kind of makes Miettinen stick to the right-hand side for now on. We have signed Jody Hutton, a former WSL player who was released at the end of a contract with Charlton. They were down in the 3rd tier, so it makes sense why she was released. But I managed to convince her to sign for us for just £400 a week. So we've got her for 2.5 years. And quite frankly, for a 26-year-old who is going to get better and better, it makes sense to do so. I think this is my best signing so far in terms of sheer ability for the defensive side of things. It's really good. It does mean that Angela Beard is now going to be dropped to the bench, but Angela Beard was always going to be just a squad player anyway. It was what she agreed to. So quite frankly, getting Jody Hutton to sign for us is just really, really good. I still can't believe we pulled this off, quite frankly. But now let's go with the games we've had since we last met, because we've only had 2, but they're against 2 very good teams. The first of these 2 games was a 3-2 victory away from home against BK Häcken. They can't even claim that they can beat us without their better players. It's just a shame that this is actually Mauricio Garcia's last goal contribution for me before she went back to Real Madrid. And honestly, I will say this here now, there's a reason why I'm going to miss her. Yes, the first goal she scores was a bit lucky, but having taken the lead ourselves before half-time and then seeing BK Häcken equalise just before the end of the half was a bit of a gut punch. But then we scored twice in 10 minutes in the second half. Garcia with both of them from the bench, no less. And even if BK Häcken made things difficult towards the end of the game, they were not able to deny us all 3 points. And for the first time, we've beaten BK Häcken in the league. And not only that, but we did it at their place again. So we've taken on BK Häcken twice and beaten them twice in 2 games, scoring 7 and conceding 4. A very, very good day for us in the office. Unfortunately for us, the next game was against Malmo, and can we say we should have won this game? I also don't know how I'm going to go through this game. I might just show the highlights and go from there. I'll pick up the best highlights for this game, but Malmo was a game we really feel like we could have won, potentially should have won, but if you look at the XG and look at the chances we created, probably was for the best there. It was a draw. We weren't amazing, but we were still good enough to get a point. And as far as I'm concerned, getting a point against Malmo is still a good result. A 0-0 game. And despite having an XG of 1.28, We did get it from 21 shots, which we only had 6 on target. So really, did we deserve to win? Probably not, but I am not really that concerned. That being said, this is the table of the 12 games. Malmö have played their first game. They are the first team to take on their 30th opponent, beating Rosengard. I can't remember the scoreline. I don't even know the scoreline, but you're going to notice something different. And it's something that's caught my attention. I wasn't expecting it, and I feel like the colouring is a bit wrong here. But the top 2 get Champions League football. According to the Boston chart, the team that's in 3rd gets into the Euro Cup playoffs, but they've got the wrong colour for some reason. I don't know why either, but it's one of those things. That being said, it's actually the correct colour in the other corner, by the way, which is very ironic. But top 2 get Champions League football. 3rd place gets Euro Cup. BK Häcken have already won that competition once, so we know a Swedish team is capable of winning it, even if BK Häcken are by far and away the best team in this country and have a world-class goalkeeper, but we can also beat them. So there you go. However, we take on the team today that's bottom of the table with no points from their 12 games, and the team that's also sacked their manager. So really, that this is a bit of a banana skin match, especially when you realize this is our biggest rivals who we ground share with. So if we don't manage to beat this team, something has gone very, 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 very wrong. Seriously though, the reason I came back for this game is one, not only because it's going to be Jody Hutton's debut game, but also I don't want to be the team that gives Team TGFF their first points of the season. And also, I still want revenge for the fact they beat us 3-0 at home. When we're at home, when we hosted them in our first season at the club. That stuck with me. That is never going to leave me. And I want to make them suffer as a result, because that was my biggest defeat of the season. And I think that still remains my biggest home defeat to date. Joint biggest home defeat anyway. So the fact that is still my joint biggest home defeat irks me more than I want to admit. Also, we can potentially go up to 3rd place and European football places if we win. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there is a dream right now that we can potentially be in a title fight. Not a title fight. We can potentially be in a fight for European football. That is definitely the case as far as I'm concerned right now. And if we beat Team TGFF, we're going to do that. Also, is there a way that we can just say their name without having to do all the abbreviations? What is their actual name? I don't even know the actual name. There's not Team Foren? Team Foren. Is that what it is? Team Foren FF? I don't even know. But it's TG is their nickname. Okay, let's just call them TG. TG, if we beat TG, we're fine. I'm just going to use their nickname for now on. It's too much of a mouthful to team. Say TTG FF every good time. Also, I had Tina Tomaselli on trial. I asked how much she'd ask for, and the wages she'll be looking for was about more than I was willing to give. I'm still not willing to give more than £500 per week. That is a thing I'm still going to stick to, no matter how good a player is. I need to stick to my wages, despite the fact I'm still going over them consistently. It's not as bad as it once was, by the way. The mid-season review came in. They said, actually, do you want to change the expectations to avoid relegation? I said, yes, and now we're here. We've got an extra couple pounds per week, a few hundred, about £400 extra per week. So it's no longer 109% off the wage budget. It's now just 104%. So, yay. We're still spending about £100 more than the sponsorship we're getting per year, but still, it's not like we're going to be in financial trouble because of how much I like to look after wages. Also, I just realized I've got transfer budgets. Oh my God. Hey, we might be okay now. Yay! We're actually under the budgets. Just about, like £2. £2 per week. Can you believe it? That might have just told me that we are literally going to be able to sell Nicole Robertson. Oh my God, could we actually get that money? That'd be amazing. This is going to be my team. I am going to have Solen start on the bench. She did get food poisoning, so that's a thing. So here's our team. Leet, Nietinen, Becker, Vega, Hutton, Matson, Nygren, Goldman, Salvador, Larson, Abdu. I just remembered, I've also got 2 more signings I've already pre-arranged for next season, but I'm going to talk about that later. Oh, that's awkward. We got Björn, Solen, Anderson, Zapata, Brunson, Lehmann. It was going to be Eckelberg. We got Folstrom and Beard on the bench. Now I'm going to have to get rid of you, and I'm going to need to get a homegrown player. It's the reason why I let Robertson go out on loan, by the way. It's just honestly the easiest thing to say as an explanation for this. Okay, who do I put on my bench as a striker? Astrom? Astrom. I think Astrom's the one. Alright, let's bring Astrom onto the bench. I should go over those 2 players I'm going to get over first, because that is a thing that's kind of important to talk about. One sec. I'm going to have to do this after the game. I have to remember this. So I will try to remember this at the top of my head. Let's go and take on our opponents today, because we need to beat them, especially since we ground share with them. Let's do this. Okay, so game number 78 of my career. Probably my biggest game in terms of who we're taking on today, but the team is still going to be a good team. Hutton's debut is what I'm excited about, really. And given we are in a position to try and fight for European football is also great. My wages still are a bit low, but hey, we're getting better and better. We finally make some more money, so we can potentially now go ahead and say, yes, we're going to have a lot of players joining us in the future, and we can improve our budgets nicely. Who the hell is this Grace Neville that apparently we've got to keep an eye on? But anyway, let's take on TG or TTG and go from here. We've got our chance from a set piece. The fact this is Hutton's first game for me kind of makes this important for us to see, make sure that the £400 a week we're paying her is worth the money. The fact we can now put money into the wage budget, that's kind of what I want to do as we play the ball in the middle. As well, Goldman opens the score and Miettinen with assist. Perfect start for us. I'm getting distracted by other things, but we have ourselves a lead. The fact that a lot of this team is still, from the first season, is still a nice situation to be in. And Miettinen, being one of those key players from that time, playing this ball in nicely, the fine Goldman, who is just given too much time and space, is perfect. We lead our fierce rivals 1-0. Okay, we've got a corner now. Hutton's going to take it, so she's continuing my trend of having fullbacks taking set pieces, which was lovely. Another corner, whipped it back. It's wide. That's close. An opportunity again. I think it's Hutton taking this. Yes, it is Hutton taking this. Eats up more to top before we start play. I want the second goal, thank you very much. Play it across. Larson! It's over the bar. Okay. So, free kick. It was apparently an offside. Abdul was offside here, so that's why you're going to see more of this, apparently. Duran plays it forward, but we get it back. Nygren, Salvador. She's showing her ability. She does lose out to Rickstrom, but we have got the ball back on Salvador. Oh, what a ball. This could be across. Hits the post. Abdul doesn't get to it. Neither does Larson. And we are lucky not to make it 2. We need to take our chances and quickly if we are going to do something from this game. And I say that despite the fact that this team that we're taking on has yet to get a point in the league. But you never know at this point in time. Football Manager has some strange things about it sometimes. To think this team won the league in the 2nd tier last year. But here is Hutton. And that's a throw. So a second throw in now. Hutton, Larson, back to Hutton. Tries to find Adu. Does find Adu. What a... Oh, she's offside. Oh, I thought that was a good chance, but it was a good save anyway. I guess the big sister now in this point in time. That just does everything we want. That was apparently a very important chance by Vega. I didn't really realize that was a tackle at first, but they have a chance. They've hit the woodwork, and that is a bit lucky that they didn't score. I'm getting a bit annoyed with my team, actually. Despite the fact we are the better team, and we should be the better team, what a good clearance in the end. I think that was a good clearance. I don't know, but that's just lumping the ball forward. But Salvador gets it back. Here's Abdu. Now, it's a bit... You do need a bit more support from this, Abdu, but she goes for goal, and Walmer denies. All right. So, half-time, 1-0. As things stand, we're only going to be goal difference away from being both second and third, so that's not bad. And I'd like to be able to do more. Mind you, they have also played a game more than me, but that's beside the point. Either way, let's keep this up. So, despite having the lead, I'm not content. We need more goals in this. And I know that we can definitely score goals. Defensively, we've definitely improved compared to last year. That is the main thing we need to do. And having a new goalkeeper has been a blessing. Maybe that Vega being part of the team is good as well, but we are going to start Haaland now. I know we can see it twice against BK Häcken, but we kept clean sheet against Malmo. And BK Häcken are on paper the best team, and we won that game. So it's not like we had a bad performance there at all. Here is Salvador, though. Miettinen, who's already got an assist in this game. Can play the ball through to Salvador. Does. That's 2-0. That's the second goal I was looking for. And that's her 8th goal of the season. We are looking good now. My right wingers always seem to score plenty of goals in this system for whatever reason. And maybe just the runs she knows how to do. And Salvador just gets behind her player. And she just takes advantage of their sloppy defending. 2-0. A free kick. Hudson to take. Finds out, dude, that could be a penalty. That is a penalty. It's going from bad to worse for Team TG. And yeah, they are not enjoying themselves right now. Who's going to take it? It's Salvador, isn't it? Salvador with the penalty to get her second of the game. It would only be, I think it's only his second penalty she scored. I can't remember how she got a penalty in a hat-trick before now. And she scores again, and it's now her 9th of the season. So she's got 5 goals in 2 occasions now in the league. That being said, she's only got 4 other goals all season in other games. So maybe having 5 goals in 2 games is not ideal. But that doesn't matter. We lead 3-0. I want more goals, though. When I say I want more goals, I just want to bully my opponents at this point. I am not going to deny the fact I want to get as many goals. I want to help our goal difference as well, because it'll be the halfway point after this game. This team is literally going to finish bottom. They've got no points in their first 12. There's going to be no points in their first 13, so I don't think they can do much. They've already set their manager, and they've missed that chance. But they've set their manager already, and the new manager was leading a team that was top of the Elite Center. I don't know. They're not the best decision making, it feels like, in this team. As we get another highlight, and this could be a very dangerous situation for TCG, and I don't know what to think of at this point. But here is Goldman, Nygren, Hutton. Football's lovely. Goldman doubles her tally. Hutton gets an assist on her debut, and that is dangerous. And we are 4-0 up now. When I said I want revenge, I meant it, and I'm definitely gonna make sure we have a good performance similar level to this in the last game of the year too. As far as I'm concerned, we need this. We've strengthened our team, and that's without a striker scoring either. We're doing this, so very good performance so far. So a free kick has been given. We've taken off Miettinen. Hutton with the free kick, and this is an opportunity to really make it miserable for our opponents. Goldman doesn't get her head to it, but here's Anderson over the bar. A chance to make it 5, wasted. So another opportunity again, and it's Salvador on the ball again. Fjordstrom, we've made our 5 substitutes now, and we're fine with that. But here is Salvador. On a hat-trick, needs to get a goal for that to be completed, but we don't mind wasting time now. We've got opportunities. Anderson can go for goal again. Salvador goes for goal for a hat-trick. She gets a hat-trick. And we are just bullying this team now. I don't mind anymore. We are enjoying ourselves, and this is a 5-goal lead, a 5-goal win, which is going to help our case for goal difference for European spots for this next season. That's the aim now. We need to get to Europe this season, I think. And with players like Salvador in our team now, we're going to get there, I think. And it's wonderful. In fact, there's another highlight immediately. Is very ominous for our opponents, though. Addu doesn't get to that, but here is Duran, who is... Oh, dear. I don't feel bad. I wanted revenge. I want to pay back. That's a chance for Keith to score. She's missed it. She's offside anyway, but that's still a bad miss. Solen on the ball for the free kick. Here is Goldman. Finds Zapata. Goldman again. Back to Zapata. And an opportunity to make it 6 is on the cards as far as I'm concerned. Here's Hannah Lehman. What a run that is to beat her player. He's hit the post. Salvador has got another goal. That's an 8-goal. That's a 4-goal hat-trick. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, we are definitely beating this team now. Is this the biggest defeat? I think this is my biggest win as the manager, but Salvador's got a 4-goal hat-trick. Do I feel bad? Not really. I'm just enjoying the goals. There's another highlight. It's literally the end of the game. We're still going for goals. Hudson to take the free kick. If she really wanted to, she can go for goal herself, but she's not going to. She's not that selfish. And Anderson on the ball. Could go for goal from there. Puts it over. That should be the end of the game. And it is a 6-0 win to end the first half of the season. And we really have bullied our opponents today. Ay, ay, ay. And the worst part is, if you look at the XG, we didn't even need to get that many goals. We were just that good. A wonderful performance against our opponents today. You know what's sad? I'm looking at this now. About to attend the press conference, but yeah. That literally took us to third place on goal difference. That's how much that 6-goal win mattered to us. We're still linked to this player. But what I'm going to tell you is, she's not the player we're signing. Because I signed a player on an end of contract thing. Mind you, she could have been a player that we could sign. But she's not the player we're looking at. So, I finally found out 2 players I was going to talk about. They're both signing on the 26th of January next year. And the first player is Mia Stefansson, a defensive midfielder who's also a central midfielder. Very good player. We can play in both positions if we needed to. But she's mostly brought for the defensive midfielder position because I think she is going to be a wonderful playmaker. She does like to get forward whenever possible and does also take the tempo. So it's a bit of a mixed bag there. But she's also a player that we can play further forward if we needed to. She could also play as an attacking midfielder for whatever reason. But whatever the case is, she's a player that we can definitely justify bringing in on a free transfer. She's being paid about £330 a week. So she is Miettsen's replacement because I don't think we're going to be able to say Miettsen is going to keep with us wanting to get more than £400 a week. I'm being very strict with that now. And the last person we're going to be signing at the end of her contract is Filippa Wicklander. She's going to be another end of contract signing. A very, very exciting young talent. Considered an A+ by the scouting team. I'm not sure how much to believe in that, mind you. But she's not played for Bromwich Heikkinen. And I think she is going to be a player that we can have as a squad player for next year. Both players that we're signing are also homegrown in nation. So that's the reason why I'm signing both of them at the end of their contracts. Because Miettsen is not considered a homegrown player at nation. And Wicklander being 18 and only just turning 18 in April means that she could become a homegrown at club as well if we keep her for 3 years going forward. And given her potential to be a very, very exciting talent, I think we can do a lot worse than this. Yes, she's got no traits right now, but let's be honest. She's only 18. We can definitely work with that. But what I'm going to be doing is ending things here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys will like and share this video. And that you'll subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. Where do you think we'll finish at the end of the season? And how many more points do we think we need to get a top 3 finish for the first time as a newly promoted team? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. But anyway, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.